Turkish railway that ran from Damascus to Medina through the Hejaz region of modern-day Saudi Arabia, with a branch line to Haifa on the Mediterranean Sea. It was a part of the Ottoman railway network, and the original goal was to extend the line from the Hyderabad terminal in Kadikoy beyond Damascus to the holy city of Mecca. However, construction was interrupted due to the outbreak of World War I, and it reached no further than Medina. The completed Damascus to Medina section was 1,300 kilometers. It operated in 1907, and in 1912, 19,000 pilgrims stopped at Madein, Salih.
مرافقينكم خلال الجولة هذه، لكن قبل لا نبدأ الجولة أتمنى من الجميع أن نلتزم بالمسارات. ثاني شيء ممنوع التسلق في الجبال أو دخول بعض المقابر أو بعض الحجر اللي راح نلقاها قدامنا. النفايات يا ريت نرميها في سلة المكملات إذا خلصنا منها يعني، ونحافظ على المكان للأجيال القادمة. طبعا أنا راح أشرح لكم في البداية بالعربي، بعدها راح أعيد الشرح إلى إخواننا اللي موجودين هنا بالإنجليزي، وأتمنى أنكم تستمتعون بالجولة، واللي عنده أي سؤال أي استفسار يتفضل بالسؤال. والآن ندخل جوا، راح يرافقكم محمد. Okay guys, do you speak English?
Yes.
Okay, so I will explain to you in English, but first I'm gonna explain for these guys in Arabic at first, and then after that I will explain in English. But I hope that we stay on the paths that are been thrown for us, and we don't climb the mountain or enter any of the tombs or the rooms inside the mountain.
Okay, okay.
Not allowed to enter, yes.
Yeah, no problem.
And if we have any plastic waste or bags or anything, we keep it until we go back to the bus and throw it over here at the trash can.
Okay, sir.
And I hope you enjoy your tour.
Indeed.
I will explain everything for you this whole tour. At first we're gonna start at this mountain, Jabal Idlib, and then after that we're gonna have 2 extra stops. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much. Let's go inside.
We will go also in Madein, Salih, no?
This is Madein Salih.
This Madein Salih.
Yes, we are inside it now.
Wow, it's very amazing. Oh, how did...
That used to live all over the Arabian Peninsula, and then they decided to make a kingdom for themselves. And they started their kingdom in the 4th or 5th century BC in Petra, in Jordan. And then, like 200 years later, in the 2nd century BC, they decided to make a capital for themselves, and they started their capital here in Hegra. And they make their capital here just for economical purposes, to take advantage of the Silk Road. You know the Silk Road?
Silk Road?
They started from China all the way.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So this is the road that they took advantage of it, and it's a trade road, like a global trade road. Yeah, it goes all over the world. But in here in the Arabian Peninsula, this is the entrance of the Arabian Peninsula. So they make the capital at the entrance to take taxes from the trade caravans, and to also negotiate some trade with them, and then they escort them to the south border of their kingdom, which is all the way to Madein. And this mountain that we are in it now, it's very important because it's in the middle of Hegra, and it's been used by previous civilizations as a guard tower, and also as a temple to worship their god from the top of the mountain. But the Nabatean used it only for the high-ranked people at the Nabatean, like ministers, princes, monks. They used to come here, and they come together in this big room behind me. It's called a D1. So I want to make an example of what it is today. It's like the Congress or the Parliament, exactly. So they came here and they just discuss some political issues, like making taxes and everything political. And they have their names carved on the top of the mountain. See it? They were Arab, but the writings, letters were different. This is called Nabatean, early Nabatean. And this path over here, it's religious path. It's called a Sikh. You can see there's some carvings on the left and some little carvings on the right, but the most clear are on the left. These are all niche for worship. So every person who worships a different god than the other, he's more than welcome to carve his god in the mountain and worship it. This is before Christ. Yeah. So back then they used to worship the sun and the moon. And that's it for our place. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer it. And thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy. You can take pictures. I will give you now 5 minutes, and then we will go back to the bus to go to the next stop.
Kasama siya. Sir, basta. Pa-picture. Ay! Sorry! Picture.
Okay. Tayo na to, di ba?
Salih natin si Salih kasi
Yeah.
May tayo naman to. One more, Madein. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
ganda. Once a thriving international trade hub, the archaeological site of Hegra, also known as Madein Salih, has been left practically undisturbed for almost 2,000 years. But now, for the first time, Saudi Arabia has opened the site to tourists. Astute visitors will notice the rock-cut construction at Hegra looks similar to its more famous sister site of Petra, a few hundred miles to the north in Jordan. Hegra was the second city of the Nabatean kingdom, but Hegra does much more than simply play a second fiddle to Petra. It could hold the key to unlocking the secret of an almost forgotten ancient civilization. While Hegra is being promoted to tourists for the first time, the story that still seems to get lost is that of the ancient empire responsible for its existence. The Nabatean are arguably one of the most enigmatic and intriguing civilizations that many had never heard of before. The Nabateans were desert-dwelling nomads turned master merchants, controlling the incense and spice trade routes through Arabia and Jordan to the Mediterranean, Egypt, Syria, and Mesopotamia. Camel-drawn caravans laden with piles of fragrant peppercorn, ginger root, sugar, and cotton passed through Hegra, a provincial city in the kingdom's southern frontier. The Nabatean also became the supplier of aromatics such as frankincense and myrrh that were highly prized in religious ceremonies. The Nabatean prospered from the 4th century BC until the 1st century AD when the expanding Roman Empire annexed and subsumed their huge wealth of land, which included modern-day Jordan, Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, and part of Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Syria. Gradually, the Nabatean identity was lost entirely, forgotten by the West for centuries. Like Petra, Hegra is a metropolis turned necropolis. Most of the remaining structures that can be seen today are tombs, with much of the architectural remains of the city waiting to be excavated or already lost, quite literally to the sands of time. One of the only places where the words of the Nabatean exist is in the inscription above the entrances to several of the tombs at Hegra. Hegra contains 111 carefully carved tombs, far fewer than the more than 600 at the Nabatean capital of Petra, but the tombs of Hegra are often in much better condition, allowing visitors to get a closer look into the forgotten civilization. Classical Greek and Roman architecture clearly influenced constructions, and many tombs include capital-topped columns that hold a triangular pediment above the doorway, or a tomb wound entablature, a Nabatean crown consisting of 2 sets of 5 stars, rests at the uppermost part of the facade, waiting to transport the soul to heaven. Sphinx, eagles, and griffins with spread wings, important symbol in the Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and Persian world, menacingly hover above the tomb entrances to protect them from intruders. Others are guarded by Medusa-like masks with snakes spiraling out as hair.
The last stop.
Ano gusto mo?
Bahay.
Salita.
Ha? Hi. Hindi ko alam yung lugar. Mamaya na lang. Ay, ko, kala ko magmas ka.
Oh, mali.
Si Marvin ang history eh. Si Marvin na lang magsalita.
Hindi ka, Ben.
Magsalita ka, Marvin.
Puro lang tayo video eh. Salita ka naman, oh.
Hi!
Dito kayo, banda.
Welcome to Hegra. This is Hegra, the ancient capital city of the Kingdom of Petra. That is in present-day Jordan. That was built by Nabatean's people around 2,000 years ago, before Christ. Yeah, so let's go. Join me as I tour you inside the ancient tombs. See you later. I love Saudi.